Another question that I kept getting is, do you have any of your hair left out? And the answer to that is no. I have none of my hair left out. I literally can lift my wig up and you'll see that there's none of my hair out. Hey y'all, so yesterday I posted a video of me making this crochet wig. This is a synthetic crochet wig that I made with a Kufi cap, and that is one of these. And I had a lot of questions from people asking about this specific cap. I got it from two different places. I got it from the hair store here in Oklahoma City, and also I ordered a pack of 5 off of Amazon. And if you want to get one of these off of Amazon, just go to my profile page and click that link in my bio, and I have the link to the 5-pack of these caps tagged on that page. Okay, another question that I kept getting is, do you have any of your hair left out? And the answer to that is no. I have none of my hair left out. I literally can lift my wig up and you will see that there's none of my hair out. So now the wig is off. This is what the wig looks like when you take it off. I try to make sure I keep its shape, and I have one of these. This is a wig stand. They're really cheap. You can get them off Amazon, of course. And I try to make sure I position this on the wig stand the same way that I wear it on my head so it can keep its shape. If you're new to my page, you might think this is like one of the first wig videos I made. I actually have quite a few crochet wig tutorials on my page, so here's a couple of videos that you can refer to so that you can see a full tutorial of how I make my crochet wigs. And I actually got this method from a girl named Elon Blue on YouTube. Her work is immaculate. She is who inspired me to start making my own crochet wigs, so if you want even better details, you can go to her page. A question I keep getting is, how secure is the wig once you put it on? I keep my wig secure with this velvet wig headband. It keeps the wig from slipping because of its texture. You can Velcro the ends so you can adjust how tight you want it around your head. These, I think, what did I get this for at the hair store? I know it was less than $5. I feel like it was $3, but again, you could always find everything on Amazon. Search velvet headband for a wig. Again, with this wig band, it keeps it from slipping. I can do all this and it stays still. As you can see, if you pull the wig, you can easily expose yourself. So I will take a larger closed bobby pin like this and just put it through there. And now it's a little bit harder to pull it off. And I'll also put one here at the top and then one on the side and possibly one in the back. And then I don't worry about it at all. Luckily with this type of wig, you could, if you wanted to, pull some of your hair out, like some of your edges out, and make it blend even better and create an even better hairline. I bet that'll look so much better, but I keep my hair braided underneath so I don't have to touch it. How long does this type of wig last? It depends. It depends on how much you fluff the wig out after you take it down from whatever you use to curl it. If you leave the curls tight, it's gonna last longer. The more you fluff out, the frizzier it's gonna get. Now, I like my wigs a bit frizzy because that makes it look more natural. Like when the curls are too tight and too perfect looking, to me, that's when it looks like a wig. For me, because I work from home, I probably will wear these without having to recurl it for about maybe a month and a half to 2 months. And I would say from experience of wearing wigs, whether it be synthetic or human hair, I have the same problem with all wigs. They're going to tangle and they're going to frizz. As long as you take care of it and you sit it on top of a stand or a wig head. Definitely don't comb it. Don't put a brush or comb to it. Don't constantly manipulate the wig and it can last long. So I can't really give you a number of how long it lasts. It just depends on how much you wear it and how well you take care of it. Now I'm about to show you how to crochet the hair onto this knitted Kufi cap. The color of the straight braid hair that I used is a CB427, and I only use 1 pack. It comes with 3 bundles. This hair in particular is 56 inches, and basically I just cut it in half because I don't like my wigs super long. I like them to come about to my shoulder. This is how much hair that I had left over. I didn't even use all of that 1 pack to complete this wig. This is the Jamaican Twist Braid Hair by Equal. It only comes with 1 bundle inside the package, and I have that as well. This color is the P427, and I probably only use maybe 1/4 of that bundle. I don't even use the whole thing when I create the hairline for the wig. And mind you, I'm not about to crochet this whole entire cap. I'm just gonna show you a few ways of how I close these larger holes and how I go around the perimeter of the wig so that I can make a natural hairline. This area where the elastic cords are tied, that's gonna be the back of the wig. And make sure when you put your cap on, you wanna line up that little piece that I just showed you with the middle raised seam. You can tell it's the middle because it's the largest raised seam, and of course it looks like it's in the middle of the head. So I wanna make sure that I line this up with this raised seam on this dummy head, which is 23 inches. And I got it off of Amazon, by the way. Another thing that I do is use some of these pins to pin down the cap so that it doesn't move when I start crocheting the hair into the cap. Each time I add hair to the crochet latch hook needle, I only use a few strands of hair, and this is to keep my wig from looking heavy when it's all crocheted in. I'm gonna start right here, and I'm gonna go into this hole right here, the small hole, and then take my latch hook through this other small hole that's on the top of the larger hole, stick my hair on the hook, go down, and then I'm gonna grab some hair and pull. Again, I'm gonna go through that same small hole and then go to the next small hole that's on top of the second large hole. Stick the hair on the hook, crochet it through, and there you go. Now that one's closed. I'm gonna go through that same hole at the bottom and come through this hole here at the top, hook the hair, grab a little bit of hair, then you wanna pull the knot tight and then go down. And that's literally all you do when you wanna close the larger holes of the cap. You literally just take the smaller holes that are on the bottom and top of the larger hole, take your latch hook needle through it, put your hair on the needle and pull it through, and then tie it in a knot. And that will close up the larger hole. Doing the back of your hair, you wanna make sure that you tie the hair and pull down. When you do the front of the wig, you wanna make sure that when you tie your hair, you're pulling it back this way. I'll show you what I mean by that. When you get to the front of your hairline, you wanna start with these holes. Start with the small hole here, go to the other small hole, put my hair on, and instead of going down this way, I'm gonna tie it so that the hair falls back this way. Okay, does that make sense? Go down again. We're gonna go through. Again, I'm not gonna tie it down going this way. I'm gonna tie down going that way. And it'll feel natural for you to want to go this way anyway. Once this part of the cap is all covered with hair, it's gonna only make sense that you make the hair fall backwards instead of forward. So imagine that this whole entire cap is covered with the straight hair. Cover up these same larger holes with the straight hair. Remember, we're just gonna go backwards. Now, when you add the coarse hair to your hairline, you wanna put it here in the smaller hole section. Coarse hair has individual strands that's pretty long. I just cut it in half, and after I cut it in half, it's about this length. And that's what I work with to create the hairline. And I'm only adding it in the section where there are smaller holes, and I'm gonna go about right here to where I imagine the ears would be. When I'm adding the hair to the front, I do leave a couple of spaces in between as I add the hair in, just so I make sure that I don't have too much of the coarse hair. Okay, so maybe I probably skip 2 or 3 holes and then go to the next. And I fill this section up with the coarse hair all the way to where the ears would be. You see how there's a space here? This is where I'm gonna tie hair in the next row. I pretty much will go row to row and then tie hair in areas where I left spaces on the row above it, if that makes sense. So now I left a space here. I'm gonna go to the next row and then tie the hair there. So I'm gonna go to this next row and tie there. So it's not like you're actually leaving holes, you're just not using as much hair on each row of the cap. This is actually where the elastic cord is. I definitely wanna make sure that I put hair around that. I'm about to do the hairline. And the strand that I use, that I already cut in half, I'm gonna cut it in another half because we don't want that hairline, the hair used on the hairline, super long. So I'm just gonna cut it in half, and then it's gonna be about that length. You see this area here? That's where I'm gonna create the natural looking hairline. There's some holes there. You just gotta be careful. Make sure you don't pull those too hard. I'm just gonna pull some hair through that section, and I wanna cover all of this area so that none of the cap is showing, and that's what helps create the realistic hairline. You see that hole? I'm gonna go inside this hole, go in. You want to pull that hair down and then pull back. That helps cover that knot that you just made. And you just go all around. Now you can do the whole perimeter of the wig if you choose like to wear the wig up, but I did not do that because I just didn't feel like it. This is the type of cord that I use to do my string curls for this wig in particular. In my last string curl video, I used like a thick satin yarn. They have this type of yarn in hair stores. I don't know about Sally's, but it's usually cheaper there, but you can go on Amazon and get it for $6.99. This is what I'm gonna use to show you how to wrap the string around the hair, but normally I would use about this much hair on a string to make that curl. Do it a little bit differently than what I did in my first string curl video. I take the string and tie it around the hair where it starts on the cap, and then I just go around the hair. Just go around the hair. You can make the spaces in between the string as large as you want to. Just go around, go around, go around, go around, all the way till you get to the bottom. You're gonna have a little piece of hair sticking out, but then you're gonna hold the string and then pull up the hair. Now you don't have to pull it that tight. The closer that the hair is to each other, the tighter the curl is gonna be. So you can pull it down some so that your spiral curl is not that tight of a curl. I take the string, go in front of it, go behind my finger, and then tie a loose knot. You don't want to make it too tight because if you do, it's going to be hard to pull apart. It should stay once you do that, okay? Now the spiral should look better than that. Don't let it look like that. And if your spiral mess up, you can always take your knot out. You see how it's not super tight? If you don't like the way your spiral look, which mine looks pretty raggedy right now, you can take this down and redo it until it gets to the type of spiral curl that you want it. So I'm gonna show you how I put this wig on my head. And here's the inside of it for anybody wondering. Just look like that. I just stick it on my head. And you see how it's coarse? That is what is making the hairline look realistic. Trick that I do when I am trying to make this a realistic looking hairline is I pull some of the coarse hair downward and then I pull some of the coarse hair backwards. And I do it at the same time, and then I pull it away from my face. So that's what helps make that realistic looking hairline that fooled a lot of y'all. And sometimes I will take a little bit of scissors to it because you don't want it too long. But just keep playing with that until it looks right to you. And that's how you're able to fool people into thinking that you have some of your hair left out, but you don't. I had some frequently asked questions that I saw on my TikTok and Instagram. One of them is, how long does it take to make? I take all day because I'm doing other things in between time. So if I had to guess, probably 6 hours undistracted, and then another 2 the next day after I let the hair dry overnight, and then take the curls down and fluff the hair. Another question frequently asked is the wig hot? Not to me. I don't have any issues with my hair sweating underneath there, but you know, everybody's different. And the number one question I got was, do I sell these wigs? I would absolutely love to, but the price would just have to make sense. Considering how long it takes to make these wigs, it literally takes all day. And then I put a lot of love and care into them. So when you think about it, you're getting a handmade custom curled wig. So I'm gonna reverse the question back to you guys. How much would you pay? How much do you think is reasonable? and then we'll go from there. Because I used to sell my wigs for about $60, and after it was all said and done, I was only making about $40. And that's just way too much work, and it eats up way too much of my time to only make that small amount of money. The price I'm thinking may be unrealistic, or it may be too low. So just let me know down in the comments how much you think would be a good price for one of these wigs. And y'all, don't be afraid to like look through my comments and see if the question that you're about to ask has already been asked like multiple times. I try to answer questions as often as I see them and as much as I see them, but it'll just help if you see if your question's already been asked. There's a good chance it has. So thank y'all for watching, and talk to y'all later.